Hello and a very warm welcome to the Residual Royalty Academy. On this channel, my intention and goal is to show you how to go from zero to at least $1,000 per month in passive income using KDP. That's publishing low and no content books. So if you're brand new around here, make sure you subscribe to the channel first things first, but also don't forget to check out the free course. The link is in the description and it puts all these YouTube videos into a systemized and formatted order. So it's really easy for you to create your first 5, 10, 50 or 100 books on KDP. And if you want to go to the next level, the Royalty Accelerator course is what you need. And do not forget that the price is increasing on February the 1st. So if you've been thinking about getting it and you want in, then now is the time to do it, because on February the 1st, the price is increasing pretty significantly. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about what to do when you do get your royalties paid to you 2 months down the line. And also if you have a job, maybe what you're spending your money on. Now, the first obvious thing to do is to pay for your living expenses, any bad debts that have a high interest rate that's costing you more money every single month that you have those debts. Maybe that's a student loan or something like that. It's best to pay these things off first if they're accruing really high interest rates. And of course, maybe you're paying for KDP things such as Canva or Creative Fabrica, or maybe you're going to buy Tangent templates, or you're going to buy a course. Pay for these things first, and then if you've got money left over, there's obviously different options of what you could do. You could save it, you could put it away for a rainy day, which is never a bad idea. You could waste it, which a lot of people do, but personally I prefer to save money rather than waste it. Or you could invest it, and I'm sure there's other things as well. So in this video, what I'm going to talk about is what I'm going to be investing my royalties in. So let's get this red pen here. And this is what we're going to talk about. So we're going to talk about investing these royalties that are spare, that are left over after you've paid everything else, and the money is just kind of sitting around and not doing anything, and you want to put it to work. So obviously with investing, there's 100 million different ways you can invest money. But if we're keeping to the theme of KDP, which is of course what we do on this channel, then what I'm going to be talking about in this video is something brand new to this channel, and it's not low and no content. It's more of a high content book strategy. So let me break this down. So you've got low content. So you've got low content, which is line journals. There's not really any real content in them. You've got low content. This is just my way of visualizing it, where maybe a guest book, there's some content in there. It's not specifically no content. Maybe it's a diary, password log, something like that. That's kind of low content in my opinion. Then you've got high content, which is something that maybe takes you a little bit longer to create. And oftentimes this is kind of undefinable. And if I do define them, I'm just going to be giving away some of the niches that I use. So I'm not going to be doing that. So you've got undefinable, but generally they take longer to create, but you can still do it. But you can still create them for free with the tools and the resources that you've got. I'm actually bringing out a whole new section in the Royalty Accelerator course. It's going to be a guest section with a guest who does a lot of this kind of stuff. And that's going to be a brand new module for everybody in the Accelerator course, everybody who's already in, and everybody who joins in the future. And then you've got something completely different entirely, which is kind of, it's just more called self-publishing. So it's when you take money and you give the money to a ghostwriter to write either a fiction book, maybe it's 20,000 words, 30,000 words, or it's maybe non-fiction. So maybe it's a recipe book, or a book about investing, or a book about real estate, something like that. And you can get a book written by a ghostwriter, and then you can publish it obviously in your own name, under your own pen names. You can publish it on 3 different things. So let me just write these down for you. I'm just keeping this very simplistic because this is what I'm actually testing at the moment, alongside obviously doing the no and low content stuff for myself. You can publish it on KDP, which is print, and obviously you can make them into ebooks as well. And then you've also got ACX, which is audiobooks. So you can publish it in the 3 different formats, and you get royalties recurring every month, just like you do with the low and no content. But the main difference is it costs a fair bit of money to start this game. So this is why I'm investing my spare royalties into this. One of the main reasons for this is because it's very closely related to what I'm already doing with the low and no content stuff. You know, it's similar platforms. It's really along the same theme. So that's what I talked about in the previous video about sticking to one thing until you've mastered it and then branching off, maybe if you've got some spare time or some spare money, into other things that are very closely related, because it's not going to take up too much of your mental headspace to do things that are really quite similar. So you've got print, ebook, and ACX, like I said. And from my general research I've been doing, obviously I'm just going to test this myself before I make any more videos about this. But from my general research, to get a book written, a 30,000 word book, let's come down here. Where's the pen? A 30,000 word book. Generally, you're paying between $1 to $1.50, depending on how technical the book is, per 100 words. Meaning a 30,000 word book is going to cost you between $450 to $450 for the book manuscript to be ghostwritten. Then you also need to have the covers. You need formatting. That's, maybe another $30 or $40 in total, because you've got all the different covers and you need to get it formatted into the right things, which you can use Fiverr for, I believe, but it costs a little bit of money to do that. And then also you need to have it narrated, obviously, for the audiobook, and that costs between $30 and $50 per finished hour. So if you just take the top end, $50 per finished hour, a 30,000 word book is about 3 hours, meaning that it's going to cost you around $150. So you can see that 150 adds sort of 50 here, that's 200. Take the $1 figure here, it's going to cost around $500 per book. So that's quite a lot of money to invest into a book that may or may not even succeed and bring you that many royalties back. But from what I can see also from other people that I've spoken to who are doing this already, the general rule for the income from these types of books, obviously it depends on the quality of the books, how well you do it, how much you know. The general kind of average is between $150 to $250 per book per month. So if you've spent $500, it's going to take maybe between 2 to 4 months to see a positive return on investment. But the main reason why I want to do this and why I think this is a great idea is because you can do it in conjunction with KDP, low content, no content, the kind of higher content that we do and that I talk about on this channel, because the books are being ghostwritten. So all you need to do is supply them with a book outline, and they're going to spend their time writing the book for you. So you can still devote a lot of your time to this stuff back here, which we talk about on this channel. So let's get the pen. All of this stuff up here, you can still spend a lot of time doing this stuff because it's being outsourced and it's being ghostwritten by somebody else. So this is just one idea for a type of investment, self-publishing. There's a lot of videos about it on YouTube. I'll just give you some hints of who you can look at and who I've been looking at so far. So there's Amika Osai, there's the Mickelson twins, I think I spelled that wrong. There's Sean Dwallet, or Dulwet, I can't remember which one it is, sorry Sean if you're seeing this video. There's also other ones out there. I think there's a guy called Oliver L. Gore. They all talk about this method of publishing on YouTube. So if it's something you are interested in and you do have money, then of course check out these guys' channels. This is what I've learned a lot of this stuff from. So as I say, there's many different places you can invest your money into, but the reason why I like this self-publishing thing so much is that you can invest your spare royalties from the line journals, from the guest books, from the diaries, from the colouring books, and from these kind of books here, and you can invest it into these books that are going to bring you a lot more money each month for each book. Obviously the books may not take off, as I say, and it may be throwing money down the drain, but it's something that I'm willing to test because I've seen other people be extremely successful with it. So of course, as I learn this and as I learn all these different things, I'll be adding them to the Royalty Accelerator course. But as I say, in the Royalty Accelerator course, there is going to be a brand new module coming soon for this kind of thing here, the high content, undefinable stuff that takes a bit longer to create. That's going to be a guest lecture, as I say, and the price, as I say, is going up in February. So if you do want in, then join as soon as you can. I hope that's been a useful video. Obviously, there's different ways to spend your money when it's left over, but this is just one thing that you can do, and I just wanted to make you aware of it. So thank you very much for watching the video. Don't forget, videos are every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I'll see you in the next one.